It's the Eagle Community Television Forum with your host, Gary Shorman.
Hi everyone, I'm Gary Shorman, and this is the Forum on Eagle Community Television. The Forum's brought to you by HaysMed. We have a special guest. He's brand new to our community as of a couple of months ago. His name is Rekoske, and Rick is head of the Convention and Visitors Bureau here in Hays. And Rick, good to have you on our program.
Yes, thanks for having me. I appreciate it.
And even more so, good to have you in our community, because I was checking on your background. You really have a unique background in economic development and finance and several other things. How did you find the Hays job?
It was an online deal that I found the job, the position. A recruiter had found me on there, and I've got a lot of economic development experience, and thought I could just take that experience and see if there's some parallels with the CVB, and there was. So,
now, where did you grow up? What's your background?
I grew up in the Milwaukee area. Moved here on my 17th birthday to Wichita, and then went to school at North High, and then went on to Butler County Community College, and then to Wichita State to get my bachelor's and my master's degree.
And you've also worked in some other small communities, because I know in the process you worked a couple small communities and some others. What communities were those?
Yes, I went to the city of Bel Air. That's my most recent job that I came from. I also worked for the city of Lyons doing economic development, and then worked for the city of Wichita doing some special events and then finance. And then from there I went to Bel Air. So I've got a mix of economic development, payroll, finance, that kind of stuff.
One of the things that you have, and Jana Jordan, who worked here for I believe 27 years as part of Convention and Visitors Bureau, obviously Hays is well known in the state, at least from our end. Had you heard of Hays before you applied for the job?
Oh, absolutely. Yeah, I've got friends that live back here, so I'm very familiar with university, how big of a partner they are with Hays. So, yeah, absolutely, pretty familiar with it. Been here a few times to visit. Really like the area. Everyone that I've come in contact with has said they just love it here. So, and it's been great to us and our family. So,
Rick, when you come from outside, you hear a lot of different things about a community, and it's interesting you have that kind of the feedback, because sometimes in town, when you're in town, you say, boy, we have a lot to offer at Super. When you moved here, did everything appear like you'd heard? Very good?
Yeah, absolutely. It was, I'm very impressed. It was incredible. The amount of restaurants you have, the friendly people, the number of things to do here is just amazing. So people need to know about those things, and that's kind of my job, is to inform them. So yeah, I was blown away. There's more to do than you would ever imagine here.
Now, temperature-wise, when you grew up as a kid, you were in Milwaukee, blizzard, you had snow shovels out every day, year-round, right?
Yeah, all year round. It is, just about. And I was told when I come to Hays, I'll see some snow too, but last year maybe you guys didn't have as much as we did in Wichita. But yeah, looking forward to the snow.
Well, it's good. Tell me about your family, and then we're going to talk about your job and the real reason we're on the program here.
My family, I've got a wife, Christy, been married just over 2 years now, and we have 3 children, ages 19, 11, and 16.
So they're all in school and getting going.
Yeah, we're going to get them going in school. They're excited to be here. It's really a whole new life for them, and they're thrilled to be here.
You mentioned getting started in your new job. You took the position in May. What are kind of the first steps that you took to get rolling? And then we'll talk about maybe some things going forward.
Sure. Just becoming familiar with this area, seeing some of the marketing that we've done in the past, seeing what's worked and what's not, reevaluating ads and publications, seeing how we market ourselves the most effectively way that we can. That's kind of what I'm looking at right now, and in partnerships, developing partnerships with FHSU, Downtown Development Corporation, Ellis County Coalition, and as well as the Chamber. So we're developing these partnerships, keeping them very close, being very active with our events and support of the community, and coming up with creative ways that we can, hopefully market the city in different ways than we've done before. Also utilizing some of the ways that we've done in the past that have worked for us.
How much of, when you talk about Convention and Visitors Bureau, how much of it is internal to our own community, efforts there, versus trying to grab people off of interstate, grab people off of the internet that are looking at, where they're going to stop? How much what's percentages in each of those areas?
Well, surprisingly, there is a lot of people here in Hays, and a lot of them from Fort Hays, that are just not familiar with everything that's going on, especially in the downtown area, which is really close to them. So our job is to make them become very aware, and that's how we've interacted with the DHDC. With Quarter Campus, we're very involved with them. We're a sponsor. We're going to help with the event and try to raise awareness to those kids and the whole community to get them really involved with what's going on. I'd say percentage-wise, probably 70 or 80% drawing them off of I-70, and another 20 to 30% letting people know that aren't aware of the events and the things that are going on in Hayes. But a big job is to draw people off of I-70, get them to stay in our hotels and visit us, do some shopping while they're here, and let them know where everything is.
One of the things I know that comes into play is with the students coming back at Fort Hays State University. That's a big influx of people who are somewhat new to the area. But we also have other big events that go on. Some of the regional sports events that participate here, the new sports complex that's out on the west side of town. You see people that come into town, if they just come here, stay, and go home, that really doesn't serve a very good purpose for our community.
Yeah, exactly. If they just go home, that's not going to serve us very well. So we've got to keep really connected with those folks, getting them engaged in everything that we do, getting them to spend a little bit of money in the downtown area, promoting all the different things that are going on. And that's actually one of the things we've been tasked with at the Welcome Center, is to let people know exactly what the Welcome Center offers. It's just not a center for the Chamber or Economic Development. We really got a lot of things going on. We offer more things than people know about. So that's another one of the things that I'm working on.
Well, Rick, we're going to take a break. We're going to come back and we're going to talk about how you actually grab those people, whether they're out at the sports complex, if they're a student, talk about the new programs of students coming in and being able to grab that, some of the specific things that you want to do, and maybe some of your long-term plans as well. Our guest is Rick Rekoske, and who's part of the Director of Economic, or Director of the Convention and Visitors Bureau here in Hayes. We'll be back with more with him after this from Hayes Med.
Hayes Med is your first and best choice for healthcare. They're the only facility providing tertiary level services in this region, with more than 70 physicians and 26 specialties ranging from heart, orthopedic, spine care, cancer, obstetrics and gynecology, wound care, rehabilitation and surgery, including the Da Vinci robotic surgery. Hayes Med is your comprehensive health provider for people throughout Western Kansas. Hayes Med, helping people be healthy.
It's a beautiful day in our super high-speed internet great customer service neighborhood. Like you, this is where we live. In fact, our company is employee-owned, so it's our goal to improve the quality of life for everyone in our community by delivering faster, more reliable internet, clearer, more feature-laden phone service, quality TV channels, all with the level of customer service you'd expect from people who are your neighbors. Eagle Communications, our community connected.
Welcome back to the second half of our forum program here on Eagle Community Television. The forum is brought to you by Hayes Med. Our guest today is Rick Rekoske, and Rick is the new director of the Hayes Convention and Visitors Bureau, which welcomes people to town. And we left going into the break talking about grabbing people and helping them stay in Hayes longer. I know there's the interstate traffic, and you mentioned that's a big part. A lot of people driving through on interstate. It's one thing to stop and get gas and move on down the road. It's another thing to maybe stop and stay for a while. Mm-hmm. How do you go about trying to find a way to grab those folks?
Well, we're looking at unique ways of marketing, and the folks that are staying in our hotels, we're actually working with Fort Hays State University on some videos that we're putting together. They're actually already made, and we're having some additional ones made, so that we can actually place these in the monitors in some of the hotels, and when you turn on your room in the hotel, it actually will showcase Hayes, all the things that there's to do there. So we're in the middle of that right now, partnering with them. Very excited about it. We're just trying to reach different ways of getting a hold of these folks and letting them know when you come here, there's a lot to do. So,
you know, you drive up and down interstate, and you have a chance to do that in other parts of the world when you're driving along, and so many times you can pick up your iPhone and do a search of what restaurants are there, being able to find those things. You know, all of those are new technologies that I know you have to look into to figure out if there's ways to connect with people via their mobile computer devices.
Yeah, there's all kinds of apps out there, and actually we're in the middle of working on another app project with the Downtown Development Corporation as well. So there's what's called Urban Guru, and it's a new app that's coming out. and they're putting it together. It's just going to be awesome. It's going to be another tool that we will be able to use to grab people off of I-70 and then let them know while they're in town what there is to do. And we'll do a whole campaign on that, educating people of how to use it and where it's at. So that's just another tool, and it's an amazing app. So we're excited.
Let's look down the road a little ways. Rick, what do you have in store when you start looking down the road a year from now? So next May, we'll be going into another busy summer travel month. What are you looking at down the road?
Just developing partnerships, keeping those strong. We did hire a new destination marketing manager.
What does that mean?
He will help us attract people off of I-70 and get people to come in off of the interstate, as well as using ads and publications and doing some editing and some improvements on those. But really marketing, he's just going to be doing a lot of help in marketing. So that's really going to help us get going. And then from a year from now, I think our partnerships are going to continue to grow. They'll get stronger. You know, Fort Hays State, we want to develop those partnerships in every way that we can. And we're reaching every different department now, which is a good thing. So we want to keep that going. All the other civic groups in town, we want to work with them as well, and just start growing.
Now, I don't know if you go out and talk to civic groups. My guess is that's something that would be good to do just to tell the story, because there's two sides of it. One, if somebody pulls off the interstate and they run into a customer service person at a gas station or a local restaurant, and that person isn't very friendly, it's pretty easy to say, I'm going to, and it gives the person that first impression of the community. How do you coach that in a community?
Customer service is really important to us. Our staff is going to be training and doing some of that as well, but just reaching out to the hotels and making sure the management's taking care of things, developing those relationships to see if everything is going their way or some improvements they'd like to see. So that's huge. That's a huge thing for us, is customer service, and that goes to the restaurants, to working with the managers and making sure they're doing the right thing and they're handling their customers. So there's a lot of customer service oriented items that we need to be aware of, and that's a huge part of my job too.
Also the airport. You know, we have people coming in and landing at the airport every day, and keeping them here longer as well. How do you manage to interface with the airport?
I've been working closely with Nathan at the airport, and we've been talking to advertising agencies to see what the best ways that we can come up with as far as attracting people to fly out of Hays, and the convenience and the money savings that you will have instead of driving to Denver or driving to Wichita. You can save a lot of money by flying out of here. So there will be a nice campaign that will be coming up soon to help that. But we are looking into every option that we can with billboards. I think we'll have a campaign on billboards that will be hopefully very useful, but as well as some other ideas that we're coming up with through advertising agencies. So.
Now, you came out of Wichita doing some things in the Wichita area. Will you connect with some folks there, or do you connect on the statewide basis and on a national basis with other CVB directors? Yes,
I've already been very well connected with the CVB directors throughout the whole state of Kansas, as well as developing those contacts at the state level.
So, how much competition is there? You know, like, boy, go to Dodge City, go to Hays, go to Garden, go to Salina. I mean, there's some competition in that.
There's a lot of competition, but honestly, we all kind of work together, which you would think it would be the opposite. But we all throw ideas off each other, and you know, visitors are gonna come through each town, so we have to kind of be there to help each other and support each other. So it's not really, I don't see it as a competition. I just see it as a way to build a better team throughout the entire state of Kansas. Regionalism is very important in economic development, and it parallels some of the things with the CVB industry. So if we all work together and help each other, promote each other, I think that's just better for the whole state.
Somebody that wants to know more about what you do and how you do it could stop by the Convention and Visitors Bureau. And I'd venture to say there's some viewers out there that have never been in that building. But it's really a cool building and has a lot of information about the community of Hays. If you have somebody visiting, it'd be great to have them stop by.
Absolutely, anytime. That's one of the things we're working on too, is improving the Welcome Center. The signage on the outside is a little tricky to see what it is. It looks like an old bank depot, which it's supposed to model. But we're working on some signage that will help improve that. But once you get in there, we offer a whole host of different things. Family reunions, school tours, church tours that will probably come up soon. There's just a whole list of things that we work on and want people to be very aware of. So,
You know, that is sometimes you stay in your own town and you don't really take a look at all those things, whether it be the museum we have, some of the great, you mentioned churches that are in this area, to get a chance to, when people come to town, share those ideas and say, hey, let's go take a look at something that's really cool. And people walk away from our community going, what a great town.
yeah, absolutely. You know, and the new marketing position, that will be one of the items that we're going to bring back, is those church tours, excuse me. And that'll be just fantastic for people to enjoy. So it'll be great.
Rick, it's good to have you in our community. I hope if you're out there, you stop by and say hi to Rick and welcome him to our community as well. You've been watching the Forum program, and our guest has been Rick Rekoske. Rick is the new director of the Convention and Visitors Bureau here in Hayes. Our program is brought to you by Hayes Med and by Eagle Communications. Our community connected.
Hayes Med is your first and best choice for healthcare. They're the only facility providing tertiary level services in this region. With more than 70 physicians and 26 specialties ranging from heart, orthopedic, spine care, cancer, obstetrics and gynecology, wound care, rehabilitation and surgery, including the Da Vinci robotic surgery, Hayes Med is your comprehensive health provider for people throughout Western Kansas. Hayes Med, helping people be healthy.